Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another review of The Flash. This time, the Reverse Flash returns.
Yeah, and also he took the wheels off a truck.
Yeah,
Barry, not the Reverse Flash.
that was a fun little opening sequence.
Can't drive if it ain't got the wheels.
But okay, yeah, given the title, we'll start with the main piece of the episode, all about the Reverse Flash, but there was quite a lot of side plots packed in as well, but obviously, I'm happy, of course, because the Reverse Flash is great, and as I said in the flashbacks of Season 1, the true face of Reverse Flash, played by Matt Letcher, is also great. It's a shame he doesn't get more screen time.
Yeah.
But still, it's great to have him, but him being here opens up quite a few questions. The first is his ability to time travel. So, okay, he needs tachyons to help him, which implies that on his own he doesn't have enough speed, which would make sense. Except, how did he get here? Did he have somebody make a tachyon portal in wherever he was and shoot to the past?
Maybe technology's better in his time and he has the means to do that.
I suppose so, because you've got to remember the reason he couldn't do it in Season 1 is he didn't have constant speed, he needed the battery.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. They keep figuring out. The also weird thing is they can't figure out their time travel rules. Is it a split timeline theory or a circular timeline theory? The start of the episode implies it's a split timeline theory, which at first makes sense for why Reverse Flash can still exist. But it also does it, but then later parts imply that it's circular and implying this episode's always happened.
Yeah, because they were saying this is where he finds out stuff, goes home, and then at some point he's gonna go back to try to kill Barry as a child.
Exactly. This implies he already knows about Cisco, Barry, and Wells. Which, fine, that would make sense if they hadn't already implied that it's also a split timeline theory. Split timeline theory would explain why killing him now would not save Barry's mother, because that's in the past, and the point of Divergent would be here.
Yeah.
You only experience the changes of time travel if you were at this point of splitting. That's about the best theory. But to be fair, we later get a better explanation for why he's alive, but we don't get a better explanation for why his mother can... Oh, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. They can't settle on good time travel rules.
Yeah, but it's still nice to have him, and of course Reverse Flash being here means I have to give, of course, my standard compliments to the Reverse Flash theme. One of the better music pieces. I mean, to be fair, there's so many good music pieces, but...
Oh yeah, definitely.
But, yeah. Okay, so getting off of that for a minute, the episode also opens by giving us a cliffhanger we had last time with Harry killing Turtle.
Oh yeah.
Which doesn't actually lead into that much in this episode.
Basically...
Jay's a bit suspicious, but other than that, not much happens. They just go, oh, damn, he's dead. Guess we're back where we started.
Yeah, we were going to use him to try to figure out how to steal Zoom's speed.
Well, Harry was.
Yeah.
Not the rest. Oh, wait, no, they were, but Harry was going to use it to figure out how to steal Barry's speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. They don't make that much of a fuss about it in this episode. Of course, another bulk of the episode includes the Patty drama, which it's just even after she figures out he won't tell him. That being said, Patty also is quite understanding. Think about it. She forgives all of his lies instantaneously. She has a very rational reaction. Her only madness is that he's not telling her now. But had he said, yeah, you figured it out, she would have been quite forgiving to all the secrets he'd had up until this point.
Yeah.
Which, again, only one other person has been that rational. It's been Thea. Most other people are so moody and mad, like Iris.
Yeah.
Again, proving Patty is so good, why Barry just threw her away.
You know what needs to happen, even though we know it won't? She can go study to be a CSI and then move back to Central City, work as Barry's partner or something as a CSI, and then they can go back to dating.
Oh, well, it's...
Although by the time she finishes studying, he'll probably be with someone else.
Well, she said it'll take 4 years.
Yeah.
This episode also finally gives us a proper answer on how Cisco can vibe, as well as giving us his proper glasses too, because he hasn't used them to vibe in the past, except for that one time when he was, in the first season.
Yeah, they altered that to create, like, because it messes with his fear stuff.
Exactly, which is why I said back in the episode where we had Dr. Light, why, if you notice, when Harry shoves the helmet towards Cisco's chest.
Yeah.
But yeah, which also means it's just a funny coincidence that, Harry decides, okay, I'll use the suit to trigger fear, and it just happens to be while Reverse Flash is already here. What a coincidence. Good thing you didn't do it earlier or later.
Mm.
But, oh well, it was still enjoyable.
Yeah.
The other plot is we also learn about Jay's doppelganger, supposedly.
Yeah. I mean, he could have just told Caitlin the other bit about how being a speedster, his cells are mutated or whatever, so he can't take stuff from his doppelganger who is not a meta. But first he showed Caitlin, hey, that's my doppelganger, and for some reason he has a different name because he was adopted. Hunter Zolomon.
Well, speaking of other plots, this is, I believe, the last time we ever see Iris's mother.
Well, yeah, she's dying.
I believe this is her episode. In which case, thank goodness, we already know we don't care about her actress. But
yeah,
of course,
this episode wasn't so much about her, but more about Wally.
Yeah, which is
how he handles it.
Well, to be fair, her appearance in the first few episodes was just building up to Wally.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, I mean, we still got more moody Wally, but this time it's about his mother, which I guess it makes sense, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I suppose, and also, the weird thing, the only other weird thing, and these shows never make sense anyway, is why altering time travel affects Cisco. Also, why does it affect anything? Oh, whatever.
I don't know. Why would it cause him to bleed and have seizures?
That being said, there is quite a lot of questions, but it's a show about time travel and all these weird rules. There's always going to be questions and things that don't quite line up and make sense. What are you going to do about it? It's still an enjoyable episode because we get to have the Reverse Flash. It's a different type of Reverse Flash episode because although it deals with Barry and their rivalry, it's not an episode where they're constantly against each other. It's more a talking episode, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, I guess so.
I enjoy the scene where, Barry finally gets to talk and we finally get a bit more answers on why the Reverse Flash does what he does and so on. So, it's good to finally have an explanation, and as twisted as it is, you can kind of understand it from the Reverse Flash's perspective.
Kind of.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. Didn't say it's rational, but it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's not rational. He's still a bad guy.
Yeah, I didn't say... That raises a simple question. In the previous season, I'd always tried to explain that he only kills when it's absolutely necessary. So why does he decide to kill Christina McGee when he could happily go home?
Yeah, exactly. She was like, okay, I built your thing. You can let me go now.
I guess his only logic is he needs to make sure she doesn't say anything.
True. And plus, maybe he developed that mentality later on after, having to spend 15 years trapped in some other time and...
Maybe, that's a good point. Maybe you're right. I mean, we don't know what he was like prior to those 15 years, except for here. So... You know what? Maybe he is better. Maybe he was better. I mean, he spent 15 years trapped on Earth having to live a normal life. Maybe he did gain a bit more empathy and so on.
Mm.
It's about as good an explanation as any.
Oh, I got an explanation. Remember when he said something like, when I took his face, I took his memories of Tess and I still feel sad about killing her? What if he took his empathy as well?
Well, again, like I said, that would also make a good explanation.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But, I suppose that's it. It's a tough one to rate, because it's not a crazy, super exciting episode, because it is a lot of sitting down and talking.
I was gonna say 7.5.
Gee, I never saw that coming. But you know what? But you're right. I wouldn't go too high anyway. It's great to have the Reverse Flash here. There's a lot of good conversations, but again, it's not a crazy exciting episode. There's also a lot of side plots, which I don't care for the Platy plot. I am glad Iris's mother is gone, but the Wally stuff was still slow. So
It was good that we had talks about how Barry needs to let things go, but it's not that meaningful when you later find out that he really hasn't let it go.
yeah, but anyway, you know what? I'll just give it an A. I can't go too high, but yeah, it was still great. It's still good to see him. We'll get to see a lot more of him eventually, but we'll worry about that when it happens. But still, I enjoyed this episode. The next episode is called Fast Lane.
Okay.
I wonder if you remember which one that is.
No.
I do. The title isn't quite on the nose. But yeah, we're making our way through the season. We're getting to some interesting stuff because, next episode's not crazy exciting, or at least not one of the bigger ones, but I'm looking at the later episodes and I think, yeah, we're starting to get to some of the big stuff.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Once you get the ball rolling, it really goes for it. But I suppose that's all. But to be fair, this is a pattern I've noticed where the first few episodes of a season are so good, you have a mid-season finale, then the first couple of episodes after the mid-season finale kind of cool down and aren't as good. But then you pick up again and get towards the end of the season and things are great. That seems to be a pattern with Arrow and Flash.
Yeah.
Oh well, still enjoyed this episode. Let's stop rambling. We will see you next time for more Flash and other things as well.
See you next time, guys.
See you next time.